So there's still some more to do. Still some more to go for another round that Tard can maybe use.
Yeah, it looks like NTR and QUADBROS are starting up their next battle.
Oh, maybe we should go and have a look at some of those, actually.
Yeah.
Having a look at that bracket side so far.
Yeah, interesting choice. They got is it a Grant or a Lee defending?
It depends on which one you're side you're looking at. Oh, you mean in terms of
I'm watching QUADBROS right now.
Yeah.
Crucivid with the great artillery strike.
Yeah, this is a Fortress game just started. Do we know the result of the previous one?
Not off the top of my head. I was bouncing around quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think
this is QUADBROS BKG.
I believe BKG held them. They might have gotten 2 or 3 points.
And the tank is gone. That's just begun. They're already on it though.
Yeah. Crucivid with one guy. He's running the Thompson.
This is the objective where they need to take it quickly, because if they don't, they're in trouble. And they are doing just that.
Yeah, if they're able to capture it, they're able to keep the ball rolling. It's their best chance.
Yeah. There aren't too many QUADBROS on here. They will need... No, it's too late. I saw one trying to build a rally, but realized at the last second that they just weren't going to be able to do it. There's a bus here. Parked around. I've just know.
Oh, the bus. The party bus. And there's the party.
Actually, damn, that's a great strategy. I don't know if that's even intentional, but it looks intentional because of where it's placed. Blocking up the entrance, the enemy team to go on that objective. That is smart. That is smart gameplay.
Absolutely. I didn't even know. Is that? I thought that was like banned. Like you weren't able to like block doors or windows of vehicles. Or was that just tanks?
I don't know if it is.
I mean,
but there is a bus on the map, so...
Yeah, if there's a bus, you got to take it, right?
Yeah, you got to take it. How can you not take a bus?
Yeah. Yeah, this tournament's sponsored by public transit.
Yeah, that bus is crazy.
Yeah.
He's looking at it, though. I'm not sure if that's... There's a screen... He took a screenshot. I think he took a screenshot. Is that against the rule?
It might honestly... Yeah. I'm pretty sure I heard that, but I could be wrong.
I need to refer to the rules here to check if that's actually true.
Yeah.
Competition rules, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't look mentioned. Mines.
All I know is everyone was talking about the PPS 43 being overpowered. They're not even talking about the party bus.
Yeah. I mean, in this case, we've got one just pausing in here. I'm confused. I feel like they're reporting what just happened. Because there isn't... I don't think there's anything about you can block up doorways.
Yeah, because otherwise we would have seen a lot more of that, especially on that last one on like when U4PD was defending against U45N. That would have been the easiest way to save that.
There isn't anything in the rules about it.
Really?
I'm looking at the rules document now. There's nothing about you can't block doorways. It seems to me that was allowed. Because it's not stated in the rules, so how could it not be?
Right.
I mean, I'll have to check exactly, I'll have to clarify, but I can't see it in the rules. There's nothing about doorways being blocked. Maybe that was just a kind of common consensus thing, but if it's not in the rules, then in theory you can do it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, especially on these like heavy defense maps, like you'd think that would be like the meta.
Yeah, it sounds like, I mean, that's one of your great ways to take objectives. If you can block a defending team from defending their own objective, or at least going in the safe route there, they have to come on the side and struggle in that sense. I mean, it just makes a lot of sense. I mean, why wouldn't you do that?
100%.
Seems so logical.
I know for myself in public battles, like if I'm playing Fortress but reverse, where you spawn like actually at the fortress, the first thing I try and do is spawn a tank so I can block that door.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, they're trying to build rallies here.
Yeah, I'm watching Alanix right now. That's a great flanking rally point. Other side of the airfield there.
Yeah, I'm watching QUADBROS right now, actually. I thought I was watching QUADBROS, yeah. But they're building a lot of rallies. These are, I've seen a lot of them at least trying to be built on the side of QUADBROS. It seems relatively even. The attackers are slightly losing. It depends if they can blitzkrieg this one. They're on it now. There's a chance. The heavy machine gun at the back of the bunker is being used as well. I'm not sure if you're also seeing this. A bunch of traces come from the far back bunker.
Yeah, I saw Alanix do the Matrix avoiding all those bullets, but solid effort on their part. Yeah, it looks like they're capturing this point.
That looks like it's theirs.
Yeah.
BKG are putting in a great shift here.
Yeah.
Doing phenomenally well. They're winning now.
Yeah. I gotta say, the German Obras is an interesting choice. It's what Alanix is running.
Not something I would have expected to see in these tournaments, but I'm super happy to like see that there's such a range of people using different things. I think that's super, super cool. And I think it should be done a bit more.
Yeah, I think it's a good sign of, you know, relative balance. Like, I don't know what the current philosophy is of the developers, but ideally, like every weapon at a BR is like an option, like a viable option, right?
Yeah, that's always the aim. I mean, it's very hard for developers to do that kind of thing because there'll always be some kind of stats that players just value over the other one, and therefore it can never really be perfect. But as long as it makes sense to use, that's kind of at least what the aim is. The zone's already being captured now as well. BKG are putting a bloody shift here.
Yeah,
they're already taking like an eighth of it's gone already. Artillery strike did well.
It's funny, I'm surprised I haven't seen a single Beretta M1918. I think that gun slept on.
There's going on the sky though, far away from the objectives, 3,000 meters in fact. This dogfight, it seems to be Lotus versus someone, I can't tell who it is. There is a dogfight going on, at least preventing each other. It looks like they won. Han Solo won that dogfight. Looks rather interesting, not too sure. Well, I mean, he wastes both players' time having a dogfight. They're not impacting the ground and they're 3,000 meters away from the objective.
Yeah, they're just canceling each other out. So, I mean, depending on who's doing what, like before the dogfight, like it could be worthwhile, right?
Yeah, actually, it looks like Lotus has now just built an anti-air gun. He's now going to seek revenge. It's almost as if Lotus is tasked with being the AI player.
Yeah.
He's building a bunch of anti-air guns. He's not really defending the objective, but it seems to be his aim, or at least what he's tasked with, is to stop the enemy from using planes to take objectives. Well, I mean, it is, you know, basically means you're one man down. It does, hopefully, and that the aim is that it should mean that your teammates don't get blown up on objectives too much. But I'm not so sure if I'm a big fan of that strat. What would you think about it, having one guy dedicated to AA, either being in a plane or when he dies, killing the enemy planes?
I feel like it would definitely have to depend on whether you're attacking or defending. Like, if you're trying to prevent the enemy from capturing a point, then making sure that some random plane doesn't just blow up all your soldiers on, like, defending would, to me, make the most sense. But with QUADBROS attacking, I'm not too sure. Or no, they're defending, aren't they? Yeah, so using AA on defense, I think, makes some sense. I think it's definitely situational, though. Like, having to just, like, have someone do that all the time, like, I think it has to be very situational, paying attention to whether or not they're actually, like, using a bunch of planes or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Whereas if you did it the other way around, if attackers, like, you know, you're facing infinite ticket spawn, they'll just spawn another plane without consequence.
Yeah. That's very true. It looks like BKG, well, they're so close to having this.
They're very close. It looks like they're about to get it.
Artillery strike doing some damage.
Okay, it looks like they're actually holding it.
There's quite clever use here of soldier commands, basically just hiding soldiers behind buildings.
Yeah.
Individual soldier commands.
Yeah, I was hoping to see a little bit more of that from some of the newer teams here. But I think it's something that will be learned by everyone. It's a lot more powerful than people realize.
It looks like they've taken the objective. BKG are definitely doing really well here. They're
Yeah,
definitely
they're doing fantastic.
taking up their position. Yeah.
I haven't been paying too much attention on their rally placement here while they're attacking, but I noticed when they were defending, they did a great job, like having at least 4 rally points up at all times.
Yeah. There's a heavy machine gun being built as well. Right down the center for the defending team. I'm not even sure how well that will. I mean, it does have a perfect aim on anyone coming through the center, but how many teams come through the center nowadays? It seems to be way more coming through the flanks. I mean, in this specific instance, when there's walls on both sides, or all around, would you come through the middle here? I'm not sure you would. You would normally come around the sides, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, they're certainly not doing what U45N was doing, where they were leapfrogging really well. So I guess it just depends. Like for them, yeah, it's just making a little bit more sense to. They just captured the point. Yeah, they're not going to be as coordinated or organized yet onto the new objective.
Yeah. Also watching another player just got in the sky for QUADBROS. They're going for the tank. It seems like this is a deliberate choice. There's a tank. Someone go on a plane and mow it down. This is basically what SJF was talking about in the other games. These guys are doing it much more efficiently. Whether that's... It's always an opportunity cost. Is it worth the time? Unless you have to guarantee you get the tank. Otherwise, it does become a bit of a waste of time. In this case, he didn't get it. He only killed one person. And that's like... It's a high cost to pay for killing one person, having one of your teammates just be in the air and not on the ground helping out the team.
Yeah.
It's really risky to me.
To me, it's risky, but if you have the skill in that individual pilot, if he's able to do a couple of different objectives while he's up in the air, then it makes sense for sure. I think a lot of this boils down to a lot of people don't realize, like, Enlisted in a weird way is like a card game. Like, it sounds crazy, but like, you know, depending on what you're facing, like, you have ways to counter it or ways to, like, it's kind of like a big old game of rock, paper, scissors, and like whatever deck you bring, you know, being all your different squads, like, it matters.
Yeah, that's very much the case. I mean, I've seen quite a range of different squads people have brought. I mean, like, the vehicles can be APCs, the vehicles sometimes tanks, the vehicles sometimes planes. In terms of the infantry, it seems much more similar. At least I've noticed in the U4 clans, it seems to be assaulter, machine gun, guerrilla, using the loadout for the majority of them. I'm surprised by how few value the radio man because of the lack of smoke artillery. Like, if it's at a point where the enemy team are just better and have a better defensive position, you need something like that in order to give yourself a chance. I'm surprised by the lack of prio that teams have placed on it.
Yeah, I could certainly see more support players, like having one or two specifically run radio men just so they could bounce between each other, having at least one of them be somewhat active.
I think I've only noticed the Radio Man squad in the U4 PD lineup. They seem to be making a lot more use of everything in the game, just utilizing it. As well as everything you can build, everything you can do. Other teams seem to be more focused on, well, not that, more winning the ground fight. And it's blitzkrieg. Looks like BKG might have full control of this. QUADBROS are struggling on this one. They don't have many people alive, according to the respawn screen I'm looking at.
It looks like they have soldiers all around the point, but they're not quite digging them out yet.
Yeah. One kamikaze plane AP1 there. Trying to return someone to the ground. Only killed a few different people. Wait, it killed a Gaz AA. It killed an APC. That was worth.
Crucifix doing a leapfrog. He's building a rally at the gray zone.
So this is like a hard flanking rally then?
Yeah, hard on the right. Literally as far as he can go forward. That is an excellent spot for a rally point.
It's also one I always like to call as like intermediate rallies. Like, it's a rally that's far away, but with that you can build better ones. And it's really hard for them to figure out it's there. They have to, like, the enemy team have to actually go into that direction to realize, that's where it is.
Exactly, and that takes resources away from the current objective, so.
Yeah. Another plane coming down. Some rockets. Got another Gaz AA.
Yeah.
Looks like BKG are really taking control of the skies here. Yeah. Planes coming down left, right, and center, but they're killing the APCs. That's the important thing. If they are killing the enemy's rallies, then they are very, very worth it. Because it might be the only way that that team can actually get there. Yeah, you are right. The hard flanking rally on the right-hand side for BKG is really coming into play now, because now QUADBROS have to defend from the left, and you can see all the traces coming in from the left.
Yeah. Although I'm kind of surprised they didn't end up capping the objective. I wonder if they if that was like a little too early. Rush the point, Crucifid says. Yeah, I wonder if people started capturing or spawning on that flanking rally too early.
Yeah.
For Germany.
This is a close one. Looks like QUADBROS are actually taking full control of this again. They didn't have control, but this walled objective, they've now taken back the... Oh, they're in the lead now in terms of tickets.
I'm just watching on the edge of my seat. When are they going to capture this point?
They need to get it soon. I'm not sure how many rallies they've got left. It's hard to tell exactly. But they're coming through the back. I can see BKG coming through behind QUADBROS. They're marking the area. You can see the marks on the grounds coming in behind them. At least through the right-hand side. The rally's been killed on for QUADBROS. A lot of QUADBROS rallies are dying, but they're rebuilding them quick enough that it's just okay. They're just maintaining the objective.
Looks like they're pressuring it some more now, but Operings is kind of holding them off.
Oh, have you seen that? Okay, all of the rallies on QUADBROS side are dead, apart from one forward rally in the far right corner of the building. That is a goated rally because they'll never know it's there.
Absolutely.
The problem is they might not hold the objective long enough.
Yeah, they're about to lose it.
BKG have got it. There's one objective left, 200 tickets. This is going down to the wire. This could go either way, this one. This could go either way.
It's so close. Now the question is, will BKG capitalize?
I don't know. It's actually pouring rain outside. I was wondering, you can hear it through my microphone. It's like literally storming right now. It's so loud. You probably can't hear it through my microphone. So maybe
I can't quite hear it, but I'm sure it would add to the ambiance at the moment.
Feels really odd. I was like, there's no rain in Tunisia. Maybe there is today.
Interesting choice. You mentioned radio squads. Crucifid brought radio men. He's dropping an artillery strike. He dropped the regular artillery strike. I'd almost like a smoke artillery on their side almost would have been a better play here.
Yeah, that actually might make sense because the front of this objective is so open.
Yeah.
It would make sense to drop a bunch of smoke there. I'm surprised that they haven't. Maybe they think there's a rally somewhere. Maybe they're confident there's a rally somewhere.
I think they're just trying to prevent bodies from getting on the point behind, but they have to root out the soldiers inside the point first.
Yeah. It looks like all hands on deck for both teams here, or everyone's on the ground. This is going to be a slogfest here.
This is going to be so close. Can they root them out in time?
There's a tank coming to BKG. It's being marked. It's been spotted by QUADBROS. But I'm not sure I wonder how much damage the tank can do if the teammates sit at the back. Oh, it doesn't matter because BKG have cleared it. They're taking it again. This could be it. There's hardly anybody on the ground for QUADBROS here. They're not close enough to the objective. This could be it. This could be BKG taking it. 63 tickets left. Taking half of it. There's not enough spawns close enough to the objective. Not enough players close to the objective. They're just going to take this before they get on it. QUADBROS arriving now, but is this too late? 50 tickets. I think it's too late.
Oh, it's too late. Oh, they got it.
Less than 50 tickets
wow.
left, and BKG have 5-0'd here.
Their hearts must be racing right now. Well played, BKG. Incredible play by them.
I can hear their celebrations, but I'm not sure I'm allowed to.
If only.
That's crazy, actually.